Hi there. Today we're going to talk about the Duncan knot, or you might have heard it referred to as a uni knot. Now this is a fishing knot, and the reason I want to show it to you is because if you ever want to practice some primitive fishing, making primitive fishing hooks, this is a good knot to use to tie your hook onto your line. Now, I'm going to be using this bigger rope so it's a little easier for you to see, but this knot you would be tying in fishing line or dental floss, something a lot smaller than this. It would be very hard for me to show you with the actual fishing line or dental floss, so I'm going to use this bigger rope. So, we're going to come around the fishing hook, and if you're tying this just in a man-made fishing hook, you would come through the eye of the hook right here to tie this knot. So we're going to come around the stick or through the eye of the fishing hook, and I'm going to make a loop on this side. I'm going to pinch all three of these so I can hold them together. And I'm going to come behind, and I'm going to go through that loop and around the line that's going out to my fishing pole or tied onto my tree or whatever. So I'm wrapping up those two pieces of line right there, and I'm going to do this 5 or 6 times. And now once I'm done, if I pull on the end that I've been using to wrap up my loops, that's going to tighten the loops up. And then if I pull on the other end, the end that's going out to my fishing line or to my fishing pole, that's actually going to tighten it down onto the hook. So I need to work on both of them. So you see I'm pulling on this line, which is the one I made the loops with, and then I'm going to dress these down. It's very important to make sure that you dress this knot down so that these loops are stacked on top of each other on the line. And then once I have that tight, then I can just pull this end down and tighten the knot right up on to my primitive hook or through the eye of my hook. So I'll show you one more time. I'll untie this and then I'll just go through and just tie it like I normally would. Keep in mind, we're going to be using fishing line or the dental floss, so it's a little harder to do this. You're going to need a little dexterity in your fingers to hold those small lines together and keep an eye out of where you're going. So here we go. We're just going to go through this. So you see where we're finished. I have these loops stacked on top. If you look on the other side, this line will be cutting across the back side of those loops. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then once I have the loops tightened down, if I need to, I can trim off this end here. I don't want to cut it. I wouldn't cut it right up close to here. I'd leave a little bit, but you can trim off some of the excess. And then I'll just pull on the line that goes out to my fishing pole, and that's what will tighten it down on here. Now, I'll show you kind of an example. Now, this is kind of an exaggerated example of a gouge hook that I made. Now, I definitely wouldn't have this this big unless I was trying to catch a shark or the Loch Ness monster or something. I'm going to have a very small hook that I'm going to hook fishing line or dental floss onto. But I wanted to show you it kind of tied around a hook, and I used the paracord here just so you can see it a little better in there. So this is kind of how this would look, and then this is my end that came through the loops. I would trim this off, and then I would have this going out to my fishing hook. My fishing pole. Okay, so there you have it, the Duncan or uni knot. Thanks.